Hello, 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 beautiful people. Welcome to Tanesia's Locks, Beauty Tips and Potpourri. I hope you guys are doing fine. I hope that you are feeling the beauty and the high energetic vibrations of the spring that is coming in so that you may resurrect and rebirth and transform. So I hope y'all are doing well. I hope you're experiencing peace, productivity, and prosperity. Today, I want to just give you 5 simple things that you can do, 4 including some natural supplements that you can do to increase the strength of your hair. Let me do 6 because although people don't think about water, it is really, really important. Now, obviously, our hair, each person's hair is individual. And so what one person's hair can do, maybe another person's hair may take a little bit longer, but we all have the ability to enhance all of the natural things that we were given. Regardless, we have the ability to improve on certain things, and because of many of the deficiencies that we have in the modern day diet and many of the environmental pollutants that all of us come into contact with, it's not as easy anymore to do some of the things that we used to be able to do without thinking, to achieve certain levels of health without actually being very conscious about what we eat, how we eat, what we put into our bodies, and so forth and so on. So I want to give, if I can remember, I'm going to do 6 because I want to talk about 3 things that most people don't really widely attribute to hair growth. If I can remember what they are first, I'm going to talk about those 3 things first. And these things really work. All right. The first thing that I want you to do is to be kinder and more loving to your hair by talking to your hair. All right. You have to develop a relationship with your body. These are cells. Do you know that each cell has some astronomical billion number of receptors on it that respond to consciousness, to energy? This is research based, y'all. We're talking about quantum physics here. We're talking about not just the atomic level, but we're talking about the subatomic level. Thoughts carry energy. Thoughts carry power to move things, okay? To create particles. This is facts. It's just facts, whether you ever heard it or not. So what I'm saying is, when you love on your body and you take the time to hold space and to show gratitude for the different parts of your being, your cells respond. They love on that. They soak that up. The human voice is the most healing vibration on the planet. And it is the best way for you to get in tune with your cells is to talk or to sing to them. So literally, if you find yourself in a space, for example, where your hair is thinning or you're losing hair in a particular area, and you're listening to somebody who's told you your hair can't grow back because you have this or because you have that, God, there are no limits when it comes to the Creator. When it comes to God, there are no limits. Never let man's finite vision impose upon your ability to dream and create magic in your life. And I say that because for you to begin to focus on that area and for you to begin to place your hand here and send loving energy and loving thoughts to your hair is something that can be very, very powerful. You will be surprised the number of people that have lifted. I'm going to give you an example. You'll be surprised the number of people who have lost weight by way of the mind. You'll be surprised the number of studies that were done with people who just envisioned lifting weights or just envisioned playing the piano, okay, and then sat down to the piano to outperform those people who literally practiced every day. The people who envisioned lifting weights and had the same amount of muscle mass as those people who actually got in the gym and lifted weights. The mind is a powerful thing, and we actually utilize less than 5%, they say, or no more than 5%, they say, of its power. The all is mind and the universe is mental. Hermetic principle number 1. Serious business. So talk to your hair, because remember, your hair has suffered because of something that most of the times we have done. So you need to talk to your hair. You need to develop a relationship with your scalp and your follicles, saying things such as, baby, I'm sorry I used to pull you so tight. I didn't realize you were in pain, even though you were crying out for help and you were paining and you were breaking off and you were throbbing. I continued to wear those tight hairstyles. I continued not to stand up for you. Well, now I want to apologize to you and I want to love on you and I want us to go through this journey on the same team. So I'm totally invested in your ability to regrow. And I believe that if we can get on the same team, and I can be channeling the energy and be in the right mindset, and I can give you the nutrition that you need, that you will then grow, and that we will grow together, and that we will grow in health. Whatever it is, doesn't matter. But that is very important. Number 2 is drinking a lot of water. A lot of times people do not give enough credence to the fact that the body is 75% water. For crying out loud, the brain sits in an 89% salt water solution. We will be like raisins if we do not get enough hydration. And it's not just hydrating, it's about the quality of the water that you drink. Water is life, okay? We can live without food longer than we can live without water. Water is, I don't know what else to say. It's life. So if you're not getting enough water, or the quality of water that you're drinking is not hydrating your cells, you need to be mindful of that. You need to get quality water. That's why I go down to Florvilla, Georgia and get that water. And the last 2 times I was up at Amicalola Falls, getting it right at the brook behind the cabin. Delicious water, better than the water at Florvilla. But I have been doing this now starting in May, with this coming May, for 2 full years. I don't drink just anything. I don't put just anything in my body when it comes down to water, because I know how important water is. Don't underestimate it. Don't be of the mindset that says I don't like water. If you are this is what I believe. People who say stuff like that, I know I don't have that much in common with them. Not really, not at the base level. How can you hate water? Water is what gives you life. Water is what cleanses your body. Your body is composed of water. When you're in the womb, you're in water. You cannot hate water. You've got to up your water intake and make sure that you're getting adequate water each and every day. If you have to carry around a bottle of water, do that. Okay, I carry around a stainless steel bottle of water and I fill it up multiple times a day because it helps me to focus on my needs for water. And don't just drink plastic water out of these plastic bottles if you have access to better water. Take the time to prepare your water, and in addition to that, take the time to send loving intention to your water and to charge it. If you do not have access to living water, like the water coming down from the side of a mountain, like the water I'm talking about, or the water that's flowing from the spring underneath the ground, then take the time to charge your water. Energize your water before you drink it. Research is showing that water has the ability to hold a frequency, and it holds the frequency of thought forms. It holds the frequency of the energy that is around it. It's the same as blessing the water. You remember how we were always taught growing up, you had to bless your food. Okay, there's a reason for that. There's something that is behind that makes sense, that energizes that food, that makes it protective, that shows gratitude for the gift of life. So water, and more water. Okay, the third thing I want to talk about is stress. You'd be surprised that the underlining and undermining current beneath many of the diseases that we deal with, and a lot of the malaise that we are affected by, has to do with stress. Stress is literally a major way that your hair can suffer and become brittle and begin to break. Sometimes we don't realize the amount of stress we're under until we slow down and we start to detach from life. Sometimes we don't realize the amount of stress that we're under until we release ourselves from the outcome and we stop trying to control things. Sometimes it's not until you go on vacation or you take a few mental health days that you begin to realize how out of balance your life is. This beautiful, miraculous healing machine that we have that can alert us to danger while birthing, while conceptualizing a baby, while allowing us to play tennis, while alerting us to our own thirst, and doing so many other things simultaneously. This beautiful healing machine was created to be in a state of homeostasis, which is a state of balance. Whenever we fall out of balance, we pay for it, y'all. We pay for it like this, and something suffers. And long-term chronic stress will no doubt affect your hair growth. So if there are areas of your life that you're allowing to stress you out, it's time to begin to align with what it is you need in order to be able to honor yourself. Because when we honor ourselves, we're literally on purpose. When we're feeling uncomfortable in life and things seem difficult, it's because on some level we're betraying ourselves or we're not honoring ourselves. And so we fall off of our purpose and we suffer. And that's when stress sets in and everything else. So do what you can to safeguard against stress or to find a better way to manage any type of stress that you may have in your life. In terms of nutritive things that you can do for your hair to help support nutritive health and overall hair strength, elasticity, manageability, and so forth, there are some things that you can begin to be mindful of in terms of adding them to your diet because of the benefits that they have. The first one is MSM. MSM is sulfur, basically. Methyl sulfonamide, I forget the full name, but it's sulfur. It's actually one of the primary ingredients in that healing water that I venture off to Florvilla, Georgia to get every month because it is very healing. Now you can find this in garlic and onions and eggs and so forth, but typically we don't get enough sulfur in our diet. And sulfur has an amazing ability to generate hair growth. So regardless of what you may be using on your hair or what else you may be doing, if you're noticing that you want more volume to your hair or you want healthier hair and you need faster hair growth, try incorporating some MSM into your diet because it becomes more what is the word? It's not biodegradable. I can't think of the word, but because it becomes more useful to you when it's combined with vitamin C, make sure that you either take it with grapefruit or orange juice, or that you take a little vitamin C packets that you can get for when people catch colds and so forth. Take a third or a half of that, make it up with some water and add the MSM to that. Now MSM is water soluble, so there's certain things that it's not going to dissolve, and the taste of it is worse than Epsom salt. I'm not going to lie to you, but give it a shot because in as early as 30 days, in addition to other things that you are doing, it can really give you a boost in terms of your hair growth. So definitely try that. Biotin. Biotin has always been purported to be one of those things that is very good in helping with hair growth. Now, today it gets mixed reviews, and many doctors and so forth try to say unless you are deficient in it, it's really not as helpful, and so forth and so on, that the body definitely needs it. And if you have brittle nails or your hair is breaking and thinning, then you're likely deficient in biotin and you need to increase it in your diet. I'm going to say that years ago, probably in my 5th or 6th year, I deliberately took biotin. I'm going to talk to you about folic acid. I'll just add the folic acid. And it was one other item that I took as well. I wish I could think, it's on the tip of my tongue. It might have been additionally B12, probably B12. I took the B12, biotin is B7, I think. Either way, I took 2 of the B's. I took the biotin, and I want to say it was B12 and folic acid. And I got to tell you, I experienced a boost in hair growth in addition to the things that I was already doing. I want to say I did this about 4 times. It actually increased my retightening. So get biotin, get folic acid, get B12, and add them to your diet. add the MSM to your diet. When you get the MSM, get the crystals. Get the crystals. Why? Because they are more likely to be free of the fillers and some of the synthetic additives that they can sometimes add. And just start out with 1/8 of a teaspoon, because they can be kind of strong. You have to work your way up to sulfur. If you don't do it slowly, you can experience nausea and other things, but work your way up. Guys, an experiment. So I can't answer questions like how much should I take, how often. Just take maybe once a day. Start with 1/8 of a teaspoon, and gradually over time, maybe once every few days or so, it depends on the person, increase the dosage until you get up to what is considered a healthy amount of MSM. Also zinc. Sometimes when our hair is not healthy, we're not getting enough zinc. Zinc is critical to hair growth, okay? And we today we are over reliant on our food sources for our vitamins and minerals. And the sad fact is that because of over farming or overgrazing or over this and the pesticides and the eating the fruits and vegetables off season and a multitude of other things, many experts are saying that now our foods have less than 50% of the nutritive value that they used to have, which means that we have to begin supplementing what we are eating. We're not getting enough of some of these nutrients from our food. So zinc is one of those things that it may be wise for you to begin to supplement with. It can help. The last thing I want to talk about is massaging your scalp. It's one of the other ways that you love on yourself and hold space for the needs that your cells have, for the needs that your roots, your follicles have. It helps to improve circulation. It's also a way to send healing energy and intention as you're massaging. Take advantage of these opportunities. Massage your hair 3, 4, 5 minutes a day and send loving intention and talk to your hair. And this may sound ridiculous depending upon what place you're coming from, but it can be very, very helpful. Don't just, when you're putting things on your hair, don't just put things on your hair and not take that as an opportunity to multitask and to kill 2 birds with 1 stone and massage your hair, okay? So these are just some very basic things you can do, and you can do these things regardless of whatever else you may be using on your hair. There are many great products out there that you can put on your hair that will help your locks to grow. But in addition to doing those things, you can also do some of these things that I've recommended very easily. If you're getting supplements, make sure that you get your supplements from a company that uses only the best of ingredients, a company that you trust, a company that gets rave reviews. A lot of my supplements and vitamins I get from Irwin Naturals. I go to luckyvitamins.com and I buy my supplements. Not all of them, but some of the ones that I've noticed really work well for other things, like ashwagandha, which works well for my mind and body, my ginseng, my ginkgo. When I'm taking those things on a regular basis, when I'm doing it, I usually go to Irwin Naturals to get the majority of the stuff that I use in terms of supplementing my diet. What you put on your hair is very important. You guys know that I use the oil that I've made for the last, 9 years almost. I've only used that on my hair. I've never put anything else on my hair. I used to use another popular product in the beginning, but it didn't help with lock funk, and it had some other ingredients in it that I didn't like the way they made my hair feel. And I also think it contributed to a lot of the lint, which was something that I was obsessed with. And although the oil that I first made might have also helped contribute to some of my lint issues because I didn't have a good wash routine. You guys know I don't wash my hair that much, which also I believe has benefited me in my hair journey. The fact that I don't wash my hair much. When I washed it, I needed to wash it thoroughly, which is another thing that I wasn't doing. So that also probably helped to attract lint. But use only the best ingredients on your hair. Use only natural ingredients. Use high quality ingredients. Don't use dead natural ingredients. Ingredients that don't have synergistic power. Ingredients that don't have a high frequency and vibration. That's what I put in this Melanin Magic oil. I put the best ingredients. It's a high-end supplement that has worked well for my hair over the years and made it healthy and has increased the length in ways that can't be accounted for by anything else, because I have many friends, 3 in particular, who had their locks years before me, and my hair has doubled in the length of, has doubled or increased by 2/3 more than the length of their hair. And I know it has nothing to do with anything else except the oil and the nutrition that my hair is getting because of the product that I use on it. And I say that because I've dyed my hair multiple times. The rinse that I'm using now, we know rinses don't do that much damage to your hair, but dye can dry it out. Dye will cause it to break. Dye will cause it to be brittle. I've dyed it multiple times. You guys also know I did a lot of picking of my locks with lint. Okay, that helped to damage some of my locks, but my locks have been able to rebound because of what I put in my hair, in addition to other things like reducing styling, not washing as much. So if you don't have a product that you're already using that you trust for your hair, and you're looking for some high quality product to help you love on your hair, and you care about what you put in your hair, then reach out to me. My information is in the description, and check out the oil and be willing to give it a try and be consistent with it over time. And you are most definitely going to notice a difference. But of all the things that I have talked about, okay, keep in mind that it's a holistic approach. All right. If you are putting healthy things in your hair, but your mind is not right, you're going to still have issues. You could be doing everything that you need to do in terms of drinking water, but your hair is not getting what it needs because maybe you're not using any products on your hair at all. Many of us with Sisterlocks or Microlocks don't even put oil on our hair, even though our hair is signaling to us that it needs something more than what we are putting on it. So listen to your hair, pay attention to your hair, give your body, your hair, and your spirit what it needs. Reduce stress, supplement your diet with those things that you may be lacking in or deficient in terms of vitamins and minerals, and apply only the best products to your hair, and your hair will rebound. Don't let anyone tell you that whatever is going on with your hair is the way it has to be because that's genetic. I don't believe that. You know why there's reasons why I don't buy into that. Many of reasons, because I know what the research in neuroplasticity and epigenetics says today. And we get to transform our DNA. We can defy genetics based upon certain environmental, behavioral, and thought patterns down to disease. So don't let anybody tell you that God is limited, or that you are limited in any way, and that whatever may be unloading or downloading in your life, you have to accept it unequivocally without, verifying it, or without assuming that maybe this is not the unadulterated truth. Just, begin to really look into different things that you can do to enhance whatever aspect of your life you want to enhance, whether it's your hair, whether it's your skin, whether it's your body, whatever it is. The mind is a very powerful thing, and I spoke to you about that in the beginning. So I'm going to end on that note. There are no limitations to what is possible in this lifetime except the limitations that you bring to the game. This is a game. This is an earth school. This is a classroom. Okay, we come here to learn and have experiences and things to teach us about what is life not living on purpose. What does it feel like to be on purpose and to be in alignment with God, to be in alignment with cosmic will, whatever it is you want to call it. We come here to learn, and we learn through discomfort. We learn through dissatisfaction. That's what forces us out of our comfort zone, and that is what causes us to look into other things and other ways to meet the demands of the fulfillment that we have, or the fulfillment that we desire in our lives. So don't be limited. There's nothing that is not available to you in terms of possibilities and potentials. You are only cut off by the degree to which you cannot think outside the box. So you can improve anything in your life that you want to improve at any given time with a little bit of commitment. Always remember, what we focus on expands. So you with Tanisha Ali. If you made it to the end, let me know in the comments I made it to the end. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video. I hope to continue to be able to provide you with quality content on this channel as it relates to your Sisterlocks journey. If there's something in particular that you'd like me to talk about or research and bring to the channel in terms of information, make sure you let me know. I am happy to do it. Whenever I have time, I do these videos. Sometimes I batch them and do 3 to 5 and put them in the queue, because it allows me to at least get content out on a regular basis. I don't like to be absent from the channel. In the last 2 to 3 months, I've been kind of absent. But I'm also working on product development too for the channel and for some other things. So I'm sending y'all love. Much gratitude, much gratitude. The light in me honors the light in you. Have a beautiful day, okay? And I will see you next time.